outside. "No?" the dragon asked. Light glimmered on his fangs as he spoke, and his golden eye came very close to the boy, as if to examine him better. "It wasn't there," the youth said rapidly, his English not so much accented as retaining the lilt of someone who'd grown up in a community full of Chinese speakers. "We looked all over his apartment. It wasn't there." The golden eye blinked, vein-laced green skin obstructing it for just a moment. Then the huge head pulled back a little and tilted. "We do not," it said, fangs glimmering, "tolerate failure." It darted forward so quickly the movement seemed to leave a green trail in the air like an after-image. The fangs glistened, a delicate tongue came forth. The boy's scream echoed a second too late, like bad special effects. It still hung in the air as the youth, feet and hands flailing, was lifted high into the night by the great dragon head. A crunching sound, a brief glimmer, two halves of the boy tumbling in a shower of blood toward the parking lot. A scurry of cloth and wings followed as men and dragons scrambled away. The great golden eyes turned to them. The green muzzle was stained red. "We do not tolerate failure," it said. "Find the pearl of heaven. Kill the thief." It opened its wings and, still looking intently at the crowd, flapped their great green length till it rose into the dark, dark sky. In the parking lot below, no one moved till the last vestiges of the sinuous green and gold body had disappeared from view. Chapter 1. Kyrie was worried about Tom, which was strange because Tom was not one of her friends, nor would she have thought she could care less if he stopped showing up at work altogether. But now he was late, and she was worried. She tapped her foot impatiently, both at his lateness and her worry, as she stared out at the window of the Athens, the Greek diner on Fairfax Avenue where she'd worked for the last year. Her wavy hair, dyed in multicolored layers, gave the effect of a tapestry. It went well with her honey-dark skin, her exotic features, and the bright red feather earring dangling from her ear, but it looked oddly out of place with the much-washed full-length red apron with Athens blazoned in green across the chest. Outside, everything appeared normal. The winding serpentine road between tall brick buildings, the darkened facade of the used CD store across the street, the occasional lone passing car. She looked away, disgusted from the windows splashed with bright, hand-scrawled advertisements for specials: souvlaki and fries, $3.99, clam chowder, 99 cents, fresh rice pudding, and at the large plastic clock high on the wall. Midnight, and Tom should have come in at 9. Tom had never been late before. Oh, she'd had her doubts when Frank hired the young street tough with the unkempt dark curls, the leather jacket and boots, and the track marks up both of his arms clear as day. But he had always come in on time, and he was polite to the customers, and he never seemed to be out of it. Not during work time. "Kyrie," Frank said from behind her. Kyrie turned to see him behind the counter, a short, dark, middle-aged man who looked Greek but seemed to be a mix of Italian and French and Greek and whatever else had fallen in the melting pot. He was testy today. The woman he'd been dating, or at least was sweet on as she often walked with him to work or after work, hadn't come in. He gave Kyrie a dark look from beneath his bushy eyebrows. "Table 7, he said. She looked at table 7, the broad table by the front window. And that was a problem, because the moon was full on the table, bathing it. It didn't seem to bother the gaggle of students sitting at it, talking and laughing and eating a never-ending jumble of slices of pie, dolmades, rice pudding dishes, and olives, all of it washed down with coffee. Of course, there was no reason it should bother them, Kyrie reminded herself. Probably not. Moonlight only bothered her.